All right, Shalom. I'm giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadaj, Doba honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, of great millstone, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be, Shalom, Yeshua, Shalom. It's going to be super brief because I got something else I want to grab. Just this article I mentioned the other day, there was an article that I had that I lost. I couldn't find it because I couldn't remember the title, and here it is. Okay, um, because I saw a post. Yeah, that's what it was. Yep, I saw a post that pretty much the same picture here. It reminded me, so I went and found it. And you can find this in other places too. Um, so it doesn't really matter. So it says WHO, which is the World Health Organization, issue warning over new we'll say vacuum, right? If you don't understand, that's my word for that. Well, you could probably say it, but of course we can't risk it. Sometimes we get by, sometimes we don't get by. So that's what I mean when I say vacuum, okay? Because it's this thing that you're sucked into and you can't get away from. All right. It says WHO issue warning over new vacuum, demand return of key pandemic restrictions. All right, and it's dated now 2 days ago. So it says stop face mask required even if you have been vickied up, if you've even been vacuumed. So it says bosses at the World Health Organization are now demanding the reintroduction of three key COVID restrictions at cases of the vacuum HMPV grow. All right, which the way they're going about this as of now, it seems like it's no different from the C19, man. Okay, it happened in a certain way. It's like a chain reaction of events that led up to the mask and the so-called standing 6 feet apart and all the other different things. All right, so it seems to be the same structure here that hasn't been changed. It says there has been an increase in cases of what was at one point thought to be a mystery vacuum, but later turned out to be human pneumo vacuum. All right, something basically dealing with your respiratory system. All right, and they claim that China is keeping quiet, but of course that might just be the headline of particular news, or because how people they'll put their own name, titles, and things on on certain things, but um and so it says Daily Star says reports, but with Chinese hospitals still swamped, UK cases soaring, and many other countries still struggling to deal with the issue, experts from the WHO have no issued new guidance on how to deal with it, and it very much has 2020 vibes to it. Which is what I was just mentioning, that it's the same way that they're going about this thing. It says they are now recommending the return of three key woo-woo restrictions: mask wearing, isolation, and hand washing. All right, it's the same way it's rolling out and the same results. Okay, so it says a spokesman said WHO recommends that individuals in areas where my screen is cracked. Let me move it. Here we go. Areas where it is winter take normal precautions to prevent the spread and reduce risks posed by respiratory pathogens, especially to the most vulnerable. All right, with which when the woo-woo came, they claimed was the blacks and the basically they attacked the Israelites in general. All right. Oh, you guys need to get vacuum first because you're the most susceptible to it. All right, the devil at work. Okay, so it says WHO recommends that individuals in areas where it is winter take normal precautions to prevent the spread and reduce risk posed by respiratory pathogens, especially to the most vulnerable. People with mild symptoms should stay home to avoid affecting other people and rest. People at high risk or with complicated or severe symptoms should seek medical care as soon as possible. Individuals should also consider wearing a mask in crowded or poorly ventilated spaces, as we often talk about, trains and planes, things of that nature, ships when they go, people take these cruises and things of that nature. Hey, that's air you can't get away from. Now, of course, you can walk outside the ship, but inside the cabins, there's air you cannot get away from. When you're in different things like ships, trains, and planes, you're breathing in recirculated air. All right. So if there's one sick individual it's possible that you can get sick. Like, say someone comes up there with a common cold. It's possible you catch that common cold because you're breathing in the same recirculated air. And then that whole entire flight, they're constantly coughing, sneezing, or whatever. And it's, you get the point. So it says, cover coughs and sneezes with a tissue or bent elbow. Practice regular hand washing and get recommended vacuums as per physician and local public health authorities' advice. Yeah, like when they told you, listen to Fauci. He has the answers. And it came out, next thing you know, the mask never worked. In fact, you keep more germs when you wear the mask. And you recirculate those germs over and over and over in your body. Standing 6 feet apart, it never worked. Yeah, doofus, because you can't stop the air. Yeah, it blocks the air at some point, but it doesn't fully block out the air, because obviously if you were wearing those masks, even those high-level masks that they have, right? Well, you still have to breathe, so that means it doesn't 100% block out the air, because it's not blocking out the oxygen, and the so-called pathogen is in the air, right? So, they were able to fool the American people, all right? And, I think the Lord, I was one of those ones, even though at the time I was in the world, but I don't take any kind of pills, medicines. I didn't take the hula hoop or none of that stuff, all right? Because I'm not into those things. But coming to the ministry, I have an outing now, all right? Because I learned, a little bit about herbs, okay? But when I was in the world, I don't take those things. I don't take anything. And matter of fact, let me just keep going, because I just thought about it, all right? But no, I'm not one of those people. Even when I was in the world, I didn't trust those things. I didn't take them, all right? It wasn't me, all right? So reason why I read that, we can pull this up real quick. Hopefully we can get there. Yep, get down there, hit these real quick, and close that off. So I got something else I want to get into. I think the apostle just went live. Maybe I can catch that. Not sure. But we'll get this out first. So it says, 2 Esdras 15 and 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Destruction, destruction, destruction is coming. That's what we're telling you as the prophets of the Lord. We can only tell you what the scriptures say. If the scriptures didn't speak of destruction, we wouldn't be telling you of a time of trouble and destruction, but they do. So that's what we have to tell you. It says, for the sword and their destruction, there it is right there, and draw it nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And this is the time of chaos, all right? Riots. People come against one another for differences, starting from political issues, political differences, party-wise, racial issues, different financial issues, and just so many things, right? So much division that the Lord has, streamed through America, right? So it says, for there shall be sedition among men, as we always mention when we mention this scripture, the Bane, right? His speech, because it's a perfect example of sedition, all right? Enticing speeches that rouse up the people to make them, stand on the words that they get behind the words that they speak, okay? We're not going to stand for this. We're gonna storm the Capitol, right? And then they do it, all right? We're gonna go and I don't know. We're gonna storm the courthouse, all right? And they're going to do it. That's sedition, all right? That's what Bane was doing. He was giving a seditious speech, and then one of the last things he said, take back your city, right? And that's what they did. Those of us, not those of us, movie-wise, those of them, all right? Some of them just kind of stood by, wondering what to do. And others stood up and said, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take back the city. And it was the majority of them that says take back the city. But then remember, you had the people on the boats and things of that nature. So, yeah, you're going to have people like that. It's going to be the majority numbers, all right? Who's going to stand up and say, yeah, we're going to do this because you guys are doing that. Speaking about your local government or the state or the federal government, however high up the level goes, all right? Somebody's going to give a fair speech, and people are going to stand behind it, all right? And it says what? And invading one another, they should not regard their kings nor their princes, all right? Whether it be the state level, whether it be the government level or the state level, all right? Which even sinks down to your, local levels, right? In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Everything we just explained there, all right? We're going to do this, all right? You ain't feeding us, we about to go and get this food, or you ain't doing this, so we about to go and do that, okay? What's the term they use? I guess problem, action, solution, something like that, a reaction or whatever. All right. Anyways, it says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And one of those big reasons, hold on, screen's messed up. All right. One of those big reasons is because of, vacuums going around. Okay. And that's what we just read that article about. All right. Vacuums. You got 4 talks right now of different vacuums, and there's more things out there that the Lord's just not really put on full blast yet. And there might be new things that spring up in the time of Jacob's trouble. He says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." And it goes back up to that sedition. People standing up to take, action on their own part, not caring what the local authorities say. Okay, and it's going to get so bad that your local, authority level, like cops and things of that nature, they're going to be a part of those groups because they're going to realize, well, damn, we're in the mix, and we got families too. So you know what, we're gonna have to do what we got to do too. We ain't got time to go out there, trying to save somebody from some trouble, and I gotta worry about food and worry about my own family, stuff like that. So these cops, hey, they're gonna be down with the sedition too. They're gonna get busy with these people, man. Okay, I think they showed you that in some movies sometimes. People raiding stores and stuff like that, trying to find foods and medicines and things of that nature, and then see a cop in there in the store too. All right, and people are not stopping. Why? Because the cop is a part of the raids. He's part of the stealing, the thieving, the whatever, because he has a family too. See, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." They showed you that in the Leave the World Behind movie, okay? Where the dude, he knew the dude, but the time of trouble came, and he had what he needed because he was buying what he needed, while other people were still buying BS, okay? And so he was like, yeah, because basically just because he knew the man didn't mean nothing at this point, because now it's all out chaos, all right? And supplies are going to be very important, which those supplies are also short. So yeah, he wasn't going for it. All right, so next door neighbor, all right, is going to be, you could have known him all your life. That next door neighbor is going to be somebody you're going to watch very closely because they will be basically your enemy. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. But goes right back up to the other verses that we read. All right, and so that's it right there. I wanted to grab just something quick, hitting up on that article there. So Lord will, you will edify to next time. Yahshua, I'm going to say shalom.